Inside today's video, I'm going to share 7 strategies that I personally use as a fitness pro to naturally increase growth hormone. And whether or not you're interested in boosting growth hormone or not, all 7 of these strategies will help you burn more stubborn fat. I personally have used all 7 of these strategies for years because every single one of them will increase your calorie deficit or burn more calories. So the first one is just to lose more belly fat, because there's a direct correlation between the amount of belly fat you carry and the amount of growth hormone that you pulse. And so the leaner you are, the more your growth hormone is going to pulse. So how do we lose belly fat without losing muscle? Well, if you follow my handles, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of mechanisms. So I'm a huge fan of Rip Grandpa carb cycling, meal timing, carb backloading, pre and post workout nutrition, fasted versus fed exercise, carb loading on the weekends. All these things are mechanisms, but at the end of the day, to lose belly fat without losing muscle, you must go on a quest. CWESP. Sounds like going on a quest, just spelled differently. Calorie deficit, water, exercise, sleep, and protein. Now, within all 5 of those levers you must pull, there are a ton of mechanisms I could share to enhance your results, but at the end of the day, you need to lose belly fat by following those 5 things. The second strategy I use to naturally increase growth hormone is a couple nights per week, I will intentionally not eat 90 minutes to 2 hours before bed. And the reason why is because after that last meal, that gives my body enough time to let insulin stabilize. So when I go to bed, insulin's very low. This allows growth hormone to pulse during the night because insulin is an antagonist to growth hormone. Now, with that being said, full context, the other nights of the week, I have 30 to 40 grams of protein before bed, intentionally and on purpose because of all the benefits of it. The reason that I like not doing it a couple nights per week, because not only does this naturally, potentially increase my growth hormone pulses during the night, you're just going to consume less calories because you're not eating 90 minutes to 2 hours before bed. So you're eliminating a meal, and this is going to contribute towards that calorie deficit. Third strategy I use to naturally increase growth hormone is to use a longer intermittent fasting window 1 time per week. I like Mondays, and I usually go around 18 to 20 hours, and sometimes I'll go as high as 24 hours, and that's really where the magic seems to happen when it comes to growth hormone. Around that 20-hour mark, we start seeing growth hormone pulses really increase dramatically. And as that fast is extended, we're talking up to 1,000% more growth hormone being released. Now, again, this could be debated in scientific research on the benefits of this, but at the end of the day, you're consuming less calories because you're fasting for longer, right? And then you get all these other anti-aging benefits from that fast, because during that fasted window, you're kicking up your body's fight or flight response. This is your sympathetic nervous system. And what this does is it coaxes your pituitary to pulse more growth hormone. And this also coaxes your adrenal glands to release stress hormones called catecholamines, norepinephrine and adrenaline. And these hormones are actually responsible for helping release fatty acid from fat cells into the bloodstream, where they can be delivered to working tissue and burned off. The fourth strategy I use to naturally increase growth hormone is fasted HIIT, high intensity interval training, or fasted weight training. Now, the reason, again, this happens is very similar to the last tip, which is fasted exercise kind of mimics longer intermittent fasting windows. They kind of have the same hormonal effect on the body. So first things first, if you're going into the workout in a fasted state, what are you doing? Consuming less calories, right? So automatically, again, this goes back to you're increasing your calorie deficit. Now, fasted and fed exercise can both work. It depends on the goals. I personally like to feed myself before weight training and fast before cardio. But at the end of the day, it's really a personal choice. But you will get more acute releases in growth hormone with fasted exercise. And high intensity interval training and high intensity weight training have both been shown to dramatically increase growth hormone pulses. So again, because you are fasting before the workout and because you're working out, what are you doing? You're consuming less calories before the workout and you're burning more calories during the workout. So whether or not we get these amazing benefits from growth hormone, again, up for debate, but what are we doing? We're going to burn more stubborn fat because we're increasing our deficit and we're exercising more. The fifth strategy I use to naturally increase growth hormone is just to get hungry once in a while. Sometimes it's okay to be hungry. So I want to tell you the 2 viewpoints I take on hunger. And I want you to consider these in your long-term journey because I think it's going to help you stay leaner. Number one is every time that you're hungry, simply drink 12 to 16 ounces of water, and you might find out it's not really hunger. It's just a little bit of dehydration. The second thing is to have a positive association with a hunger pang. So every time your stomach growls or you get a hunger pang, that is ghrelin talking. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone. Well, ghrelin is a precursor to releasing more growth hormone. So every time you get hungry and you drink that water, if you're still hungry, maybe you just have to push through until that hunger goes away. And it'll usually go away within about 10 to 15 minutes max. With that being said, if you can just anchor mentally a positive association to it, okay, I'm having a hunger pang, I drank my water, cool, I'm burning more fat, I'm releasing more growth hormone. So now you're associating the hunger pang with something positive instead of something negative. And this is a curse from the bodybuilding world. I mean, bodybuilders for years and years and years, if they don't eat every couple hours or they get hungry, they think they're going into a catabolic state and they're going to lose muscle. And we now know research shows this is not true. So sometimes just accept being hungry and understand it's going to help you in your journey to get and stay lean for life. The sixth strategy I use to naturally increase growth hormone is I use a carb deplete day, 3 days per week, and I train in a fasted state on those days using what I call metabolic bursting or threshold intervals. And so I'll share my schedule with you. And if you want a free 14-day carb cycling meal plan with my hormone boosting resistance training protocols and the threshold and metabolic intervals, you can head over to my free SKOOL community, click the link in description or in the comments, and you can join the group. And I'm going to give you a 14-day plan, 100% free, and I'll introduce you to this carb deplete day. Now, here's how I personally follow this day. I will fast for 16 hours on a carb deplete day. And what I will do is on the 15th hour, I will go into a workout fasted, and I will do high intensity interval training, what I call metabolic bursting intervals or threshold intervals. Now, I will have 3 scoops of HMB before that workout. This equals about 10 to 12 grams of leucine, the only amino acid shown to prevent muscle loss when you train in a fasted state. So it's kind of like an insurance policy that protects my muscle tissue. But because I'm fasted for 15 hours, my sympathetic nervous system is already starting to elevate. So technically, I should be already releasing a little bit of growth hormone from my pituitary. And then when I go into the workout, because I'm using a threshold or a metabolic bursting protocol, I know those protocols have been proven scientifically to increase that growth hormone 400 to 771%. So I'm getting a double whammy. Now, this also, all of this sends cortisol through the roof. Now, most people think that this is a really, really bad thing. Well, it's not during that fasted window because that cortisol is what allows and coaxes the pituitary to release more growth hormone and the adrenal glands to release those catecholamines. So there's benefits there fat loss wise. But we don't want extended releases of that cortisol, right? So what we want to do is in the post-workout window, within 2-hour mark afterwards, I'm going to have a piece of fruit because that glucose from the carbs, I'm going to have protein with it, is going to blunt the cortisol. So now I'm getting the benefits of the growth hormone release from the 16-hour fast and the training during that fasted window. And afterwards, I'm immediately blunting it. And because I'm in an aggressive deficit that day on those deplete days, and I fast for 16 hours, what else is happening? I'm going to naturally lose more body fat. The seventh and final thing we can all do to increase growth hormone is just to get higher quality sleep, because during deep sleep is when our pituitary really releases a lot of growth hormone. So a couple rules of thumb here: go to bed and wake up at the same time 7 days a week. I try to do this to dial in that circadian rhythm. I try to get some type of sunlight in my eyes during the winter here in Michigan. I have a sun lamp in my sauna. I also like to do a brain dump before bed because as an entrepreneur, I think a lot and have a lot going on inside my head. So I have to dump it out onto a notepad. I schedule everything for the next day. I have my water bottle out, my gym clothes ready. I look in the fridge to make sure that my meal prep is all covered ahead of time because I don't want to go to bed thinking about this stuff. This is the stuff that'll keep us awake at night. And by doing this, when you wake up, now you're going to be saving yourself a ton of time, willpower, and motivation because you're not in a reactionary state. Everything is where it needs to be when you wake up. So it's going to help you sleep better, and it's going to help you wake up more productive. Then also a trick that I use with my high-level guys that I coach is when they struggle sleeping, we'll take their starch or their fruit on their deplete or their carb down days and will move it to dinner time. Because when you eat carbs at dinner, it suppresses cortisol, and that helps you release more serotonin and melatonin. So as you can see, all 7 of these strategies are automatically going to increase your calorie burn while decreasing your calorie intake, helping your overall health and weight loss. With that being said, these are just mechanisms. They aren't going to help you build a lifestyle of leanness. Every one of these things can be effective in your journey, but at the end of the day, are you looking for biohacks? Or are you looking to get and stay lean for life? And that's why I created my SKOOL community. So if you click the link in the description or the pinned comment and you head over, I'm going to give you my 14-day rapid fat loss starter kit 100% free. So I'm going to introduce you to my Rip Grandpa carb cycling and some of the exercise strategies I talked about in this video. But the most important thing you're going to get over there is what most people are missing from their fat loss plan. Number 1, a plan that's designed for the age, the hormones, and the metabolism of people over 40, 50, and 60. We must move and eat a little bit differently when we get older, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Number 2, the community. I mean, iron sharpens iron. When you're hanging around a group of like-minded people and you're plugging into the oxygen, you're sharing your same goals, your same struggles, this is what's going to get you to a point where you build lifestyle habits. So time is our most precious commodity. I'm always super grateful when people take time to consume my content. So which one of these was your favorite, or which one of these do you do already? Drop a comment and let me know. Which one of these things is new for you? Drop a comment and let me know. And then, of course, let's share the love so other people can benefit from this information. Hit a like, hit a share. Thanks for watching, and God bless.